This is interesting. Do you think the United States will ever have a draft again?
Yeah, this is one of the things that I've been hearing more and more people talk about. Unfortunately, I think it is very realistic that the United States will have a draft again. How imminent is that draft? I hope that it's not anywhere or anytime soon. Because the draft in the 1970s and 60s was such a disaster, there's no way that a politician will want to implement that again. So what that means is the United States is conflict averse right now. The United States has really become quite conflict averse since the Obama era. They have not wanted to go in guns blazing like you saw during the Bush administration. Since then, the United States has tried to find a way to engage in operations without risking its reputation or really risking its troops. As frustrating as the global war on terror was, and I mean, I served in the global war on terror just like, tens of thousands of other soldiers. Every soldier who served in the line of battle in Afghanistan or Iraq, we all acknowledge that the lives that were lost were terrible and unnecessary losses. And we are all very grateful that we really only lost a few thousand soldiers. Compared to Vietnam, compared to World War II, compared to, most every other major conflict that America's participated in, our total net losses coming out of Iraq and Afghanistan were very small. Not that any life is worth losing, especially not for some ridiculous political effort, right? But the fact is the United States has learned now that Americans don't like to lose American lives to fight somewhere else for someone else on some ideology that doesn't make life better for us here at home. So if the American government was to implement a draft, especially anytime now or in the near future, it would be utter chaos in the United States. Now, that said, we also have to keep in mind that the United States military has failed to meet its recruitment quotas for the last, I think, almost 2 full years. So as Americans are coming of age, they are not joining the armed forces. They are finding other opportunities, or they are choosing to take no opportunity that has to do with the U.S. military. And I think a big part of that is because people have woken up. The veterans who are now parents have woken up to the reality that if their children join the military service, then their children are just going to be pawns to politicians that nobody agrees with anyways. And your 17 and 18-year-olds who are turning 19 and 20 are realizing that they are more valuable to society as some kind of productive member of society rather than enlisting in the military just to get a college education or to get some kind of technical skill that they could get on their own.